Hello, everyone. It is Monday, 22nd of May. I'm back after a little hiatus as I've injured my knee, but the knee is getting slowly better. And today I will be demonstrating most of the class. I don't say I will demonstrate all of the class, but little by little, I'm able to integrate some yoga postures into my workout routine. So it's good. This will be a well-rounded class. If there are some postures that I should not be doing, I will explain them as carefully as possible. So even though you won't have a demonstration, you'll know what you need to do. So let us all start by lying down on our backs, please. If you can get onto your mat, lie down on your back. Bring your feet hip width apart. As you notice, I still have my knee brace on, but it's all fine. When you're on your back, bring your feet hip width apart so that you have space in the lower abdomen for relaxing all of the structure of the hips, the thighs, the lower abdomen, and the low back. However, your breath is going to be here underneath the rib cage, okay? That's where the diaphragm is located. And that's the part of your body we want to expand and contract. Now, if you breathe properly in this way, place a hand at your low abdomen between your pubic bone and your belly button. That part should not move, okay? For those of you who followed my perineum workshop, this is part of the perineal structure, and this part of the body should stay strong. No pushing down. If you were to breathe down here, it would expand. I prefer to have you breathing up here, just underneath the ribs. So feel that. And if you feel that there is some movement down here, I'd like you to contract your perineum a little bit and lift it up. And that will stop all lifting and lowering of your perineal muscles. It will stop all lifting and lowering of the abdomen. Now, this is not to say that there should never be any movement in the abdomen. Sometimes with the yoga postures, we do get movement there. But the breath shouldn't go down that low. Because if it does, it means you're pushing down. And we don't want to push down. Men and women alike, you do not want to press down. We want to work against gravity, keeping gravity at bay by lifting up with our muscles. So one more deep breath in, just like this. And relax. Raise your arms over your head, point your toes, lengthen your legs, get a really good stretch of the whole body. And as you breathe out, bring your right knee up towards your chest. Hold the knee up towards the chest and make a big circle with the foot. So there are some other students here that are doing the ESCA walking challenge, which is for cancer research. And if you've been doing the walking challenge, you've been walking a lot. So these exercises to release some of the stiffness is going to help. Change the direction of the circle. And then holding here, just flex and point your foot a few times. So you release any tension in the ankle, the front of the calf, the back, also perhaps in the knee. Now keeping the foot flexed, let's grab behind the thigh, take a deep breath in, and as you breathe out, straighten your leg as much as possible towards the sky. Breathing in, bend. Breathing out, straighten your leg. And again, breathing in, bending. Breathing out, straightening. One more time. Breathe in and bend. Breathe out and straighten. Let's rebend the knee. Grab a hold of the knee and allow your knee to fall out towards the right. Now, when we do this, make sure that both glutes continue touching the floor. Your hips may tilt a little bit, that's okay. Just make sure you don't roll over onto one side. You keep facing the ceiling. Then bring your knee back up and let's change sides. The knee goes over to the left. Stretch your right arm out to the side for a little spinal twist. Very gentle, easy. We'll get into a deeper spinal twist later. Come back to center. Breathe out, lift your head, nose to the knee. And lower the head down, stretching your leg onto the floor. Let's change sides. Deep breath in, raise your arms over your head. And breathe out, bring the left knee up to the chest. Grab around the knee and make that big circle with the foot. Good. Releasing any tension in the foot and the ankle. Change the direction of the circle. Taking your time, just getting into sensations, feeling what's going on. Good. Then we'll flex and point a few times. Now, keeping the foot flexed, be sure your breathing is calm, in and out, natural in and out. Grab behind the thigh, take a deep breath in, breathe out, straighten your leg as much as possible. The foot pushes to the ceiling. Breathing in, bending. Breathing out, straightening. Good. And again, breathing in, bending. Breathing out, straightening. Excellent. 2 more times. Just take your time with it. Moving into all the joints. And it's loosening up your joints. It's like hydrating your joints. Bend the knee. Let the knee fall out to your left now, keeping the hips as square as possible. They may tilt a bit, but make sure your glutes are touching the floor. Take some deep breaths here. Well done. Lift the knee up and let it cross over your body, stretching your left arm out to the side, spinal twist, and hold it here. Remember, not too deep into the twist. We're going to get deeper into the twists later in class. Beautiful. Come back to center. Lift the head, nose to the knee. And then lift both knees up, nose in between the knees, and you'll softly rock from side to side. Stretch your right arm next to your right ear. Roll all the way to your right hand side, lifting up from the side. Let's come up onto our hands and knees. So hands can be underneath the shoulders, knees can be underneath the hips. Take a deep breath in and curl your spine, look skyward, and breathe out and round, look to your belly button. And really move gently through this. Again, this is like lubricating your joints. So this is working from the hips all the way up to the neck. You've got the shoulders and wrists involved, as well as the knees, as well as a little bit the ankles. One more time. Breathe in and breathe out. Open your knees. Toes are close to each other. Sink back gently until you reach your heels, if possible. Arms stretching out in front of you. Lower your forehead and hold here. Breathing. 3, 2, and 1. Look forward. Come up onto your hands and knees. Gently tuck one toe under at a time, getting onto your hands and feet for downward facing dog. Good job. Bend your right knee, press your left heel down, and then change. Bend your right knee, your left knee, sorry, right heel down, and change. Sort of pedal and see how low you can get your heel down. It's not necessary to get it to the floor, but get into that stretch down the back of the calf, goes into the back of the knee, and it can really help to release your ankles a little bit. All right, straighten both knees now, both legs straight, toes perfectly aligned forward. Open them up a little bit. Take a deep breath in and move into a plank position. Lift your head, look forward, pull the chest forward, and push back to down dog. Good. Breathe in, moving into plank position. The belly stays strong as you come into plank. Push back to down dog. One more time. Move into a plank position. Softly lower the knees to the earth. Softly lower your chest down. Point your toes, lengthening your legs out. Draw your shoulders wide. We're going to do 5 cobras here. So first one, make it a bit small. Breathing in and breathe out, come back down. Second one, a little bit bigger. Breathing in and breathing out, coming back down. Third one, even a little bit bigger. Let's keep going. Breathing in, breathing out. As you do this, adjust, pushing your tailbone towards your heels. Fourth one, a little bit bigger. And here's the last one. Make it as big as possible for right now. Coming back down. Push up onto your hands and knees. Hands off the right-hand side of the mat. Your left hand can be on top of the right. Press your hips back. Hold here for a moment, stretching. It's also opening up the rib cage, this posture. It may seem like an easy posture, but if you really get your ribs lengthening, you're going to feel an opening, and you can take even deeper breaths into the rib cage. Lifting back up, let's change sides. Hands off the left-hand side of the mat. Hips back. Get into that rib cage. Coming back, hands onto your mat. Tuck your toes back under and rise back up into downward facing dog. All right. Begin softly stepping your feet forward until you reach the front edge of your mat. At one point, your hands will come up, so see if you can keep touching your fingertips to the mat. To do that, maybe you need to bend your knees, and that's fine. Reach your arms around behind your back and stretch your arms as straight as possible. Draw the shoulders back, draw the shoulder blades towards each other, and raise your arms way over your head as far as possible. Keep looking at the floor so you don't get any dizziness here. Hold it 3, 2, 1. Bring your arms down, hands to the thighs. We're going to pull the belly in as we slowly rise up, curling slow until you come up to a perfect standing position. All right, here's where we're going to look for a perfect posture. Feet hip width. You may want to turn your toes out with energetically turning out. Feel it in your thighs and your hips. Hips stay back, ribs lifted, arms stretched straight by your side, shoulders open and chin lifted. Good. Hands come to the heart center. And here we go. We're going to get moving now. Take a deep breath in, raise the arms, lifting skyward. Bring your elbows towards your knees. You can squat down to a deep squat, everyone. Then the fingertips come to the floor and step back to a plank position. Be sure you adjust your plank if needed. Lower your knees softly. Lower your chest to the floor. Pointing your toes, lengthen your legs out behind you. Rise to a cobra. Bring your chest back down. Push onto the hands and knees. Stay here on the hands and knees, everyone. Your hands will be farther forward than your shoulders. I want you to lift your right knee up behind you. So it's like a bird dog position. The knee is up and bent. Bring it towards the right shoulder. Forward to the side, yes. And then back up behind you. Yes, now straighten the leg. Tuck the toes under. Push back to down dog. Pedaling your feet right and left. And softly stepping forward. Once you get to the front edge of the mat, bend your knees. Hands to your thighs. Lift up to a small chair position. Arms by your ears and bounce it here. 3, 2, 1. Come all the way up to standing. Find that perfect posture. Good. Hands to heart center. Going again. Deep breath in. Folding, bringing your elbows to your knees first. Then the fingertips touch down. Stepping back one leg at a time. Preferably change the leg that you step back with. One time with the right, one time with the left. Lower your knees down. Lower the chest down. Pointing your toes, lengthen your legs behind you. Rise to a cobra. Bringing your chest back down. Push up onto the hands and knees. Your hands are farther forward than your shoulders. This is going to demand much more control at the low back and glutes. Lift your left foot up. The knee is bent. Hold it here. That's a glute activation. Bring it towards the left shoulder. That is the waist and the belly working. Back up behind you. Glute activation. Stretch the legs straight. Bring the toes down. Rise up to down dog. And pedaling your feet. Begin stepping forward, preferably with the opposite leg again. All the way to the front edge of your mat. Knees bend low, hands to thighs, coming up into chair. Arms by your ears and bounce it. 3, 2, 1. Up to standing, perfect posture. Good, we go a little faster. Hands to heart center. Deep breath in. Folding, elbows come to knees. Get into that squat position. Hands down, step back, right leg first, then the left, plank position. Lowering your knees, lower your chest. Point your toes, lengthen out, rise to cobra. Push up onto your hands and knees only. Right leg up to the right shoulder. Back up behind you. Straighten the leg, tuck the toes under, take downward facing dog. Pedaling your feet and then begin stepping right, left, until you reach the front edge. Bend your knees low, hands to thighs. Coming up into chair. Arms by your ears. Bounce it. 3, 2, 1. All the way up to standing. Going again. Hands to heart center. Deep breath in. Feels so good to practice again. Coming down. Step back, left leg first this time. Then the right to your plank position. Lowering the knees, move down. Point your toes, lengthen out, rise to cobra. Push back onto the hands and knees. Raise your left leg up behind you. Bring it to the shoulder. Back up behind you. Good. Stretch the legs straight. Tucking the toes under. Come to down dog. And stepping left foot, then right, left, and right. Bend your knees, hands to thighs, coming up to chair. Arms by your ears, bounce it. 3, 2, 1. All the way up to standing. Excellent. Hands to heart center. Keep going. Deep breath in, rise. Folding forward. Yeah. Stepping back to your plank. Beautiful. Moving down, ladies, all the way down. Point your toes, rising up to cobra. Fantastic. Push back onto the hands and knees. Right leg up to the shoulder. Back up behind you. Perfect. And then straighten the leg, tuck it under, and go to downward facing dog. Start stepping forward, right foot first. Right, left, right, left. Good, until you get to the front edge. Bend the knees, coming into chair, and we bounce here. 3, good. 2, 1, excellent. Up to standing, perfect posture. Doing it again. Hands to heart center. Deep breath in, let's rise. And fold forward. Yes. Good, stepping back to plank. Move down to the floor from plank. And coming up into cobra. Yes. Pushing back onto your hands and knees. Now it's the left knee that comes up, out to the shoulder, back up behind you. Good. Straighten the leg, tucking under, coming up to downward facing dog. Excellent. Then we begin stepping forward until we reach the chair. Perfect. Coming into chair, bouncing. 3, 2, 1. We're going to add on to all of this. Come back to your perfect posture. Hands to heart center. Deep breath in, let's rise. Let's fold, elbows come to knees. So this is going down into a squat. Bring your hands down and step back into the plank position. So these are two fundamental positions that will dictate your fitness level, squats as well as planks. And here's the next one. Lower your knees, everyone. One push-up. Come down and push back up. Woo! All the way down now. Point your toes, lengthening out your legs. Let's rise to cobra. Bring your chest back down. Push back onto the hands and knees. Now we're going to have some fun here. So right leg comes up, just like before, to the right shoulder. Back up behind you. Stretch the legs straight and bring the toes down. Now we're going to lift to down dog and raise your left leg up. Bend the knee and open the hip, squeezing the glutes tight. Then straighten the left leg as much as possible, square the hips, and we'll kick it forward as far as possible. Go as far as you possibly can, step the rest of the way forward. Bend your knees, hands to thighs, coming up into chair. Raise your arms. This time, instead of bouncing, you're going to stay in chair. Twist to your right. Look over your right shoulder. Back up into chair. And rise all the way up to standing, arms stretched straight. Perfect posture. We good with that? Hands to heart center, looking great. Deep breath in, let's rise. Folding, elbows come to knees, getting into the chair before stepping back to plank. Ideally, switch your legs as you step back. Lower your knees down, do one push-up. All the way down now. Pointing your toes, lengthening, rising to cobra, and push back up onto the hands and knees. Left leg comes up, the knee is bent. Push it skyward, then to the left shoulder, then skyward again. Stretch the left leg straight, tucking the left toes under, rise up to your down dog, raising the right leg up, bend the knee, open the hip. Beautiful. Stretch the leg straight, kick it forward as far as possible, step the rest of the way forward, hands to thighs, coming up into chair, stay in chair, arms up, twist to your left, back up, and into standing. Fantastic. We'll do 2 more rounds of that. Hands to heart center. Deep breath in. Folding, go right down into that deep chair, stepping back into your plank. Good. 1 push-up, down and up. You could do it with your knees on the floor or the legs up. So good. All the way down, pointing your toes and into cobra. Perfect. Push up onto the hands and knees. Yes. Right leg comes up behind you. The knee is bent. Then bring it to the right shoulder. Yes. Bring it back up behind you. Straighten the leg and bring the toes down to the floor. Push back into down dog, raising your left leg up. Yeah, so if possible, just push into down dog on 1 leg. Bend the knee, open the hip. Hold it, squeezing 3, 2, 1. Straighten that left leg. Swing it forward as far as possible. Getting to the front edge of your mat, hands to thighs, lifting to chair, arms by your ears. Deep breath in, breathe out, twist to your right. Breathe in, lift back up. Good job. All the way up to standing, arms stretched by your sides. Fantastic. Last round. Hands to heart center. Stick with it. Deep breath in, rise. Beautiful. Folding. Stepping back to your plank. 1 push-up, down and up. Yes, all the way down. Pointing your toes, rise to that beautiful cobra. And push back onto the hands and knees. Left leg up, knees bent. Bring it to your left shoulder. Back up behind you. Straighten the leg now. Tuck the toes under, and if possible, you push into down dog on that 1 leg. Lift the right leg, bend the knee, open the hip. So good. Yes. Hold 3, 2, 1, straighten that right leg, kick it forward as far as possible. Good job. Whew. Stepping the rest of the way forward. Hands to your thighs as you rise to a chair, arms by your ears. Twist to your left, look over the left shoulder. Back to center, and all the way up to standing. Fantastic, ladies. Right hand on the heart, left hand on the belly. Just take a few deep breaths here. Notice how you're feeling. Calm your heart rate down. Good. Hands to your hips. You can bring your feet a little bit closer to each other. Bend your knees. Bend your knees. Let your hips go back when you bend your knees. Be sure you don't tuck your hips under when you bend your knees. You let your hips go back. Just leave the low back alone. And raise your right knee. Keep your hands at your hips for the moment. Hold, lifting the chest away. Look straight in front of you. And then you're going to send the right leg back and into an airplane position. Arms by your sides, fingers stretching towards the back leg, holding 3, 2, 1. Set the right foot far behind you on your mat. Set it down. Now, I'm not getting down very low. You can get down much lower than I am, okay? It's because I'm not bending my knee too much, but if you can get down farther, lifting up the back heel, your right knee goes closer to the floor, reach your arms out in front of you, and we're going to get into a big spinal twist. Turn to your left. Should be your left knee bent in front. Twist and turn at the waist, arms stretching way out to the left, and feel that whole structure here engaging to get you to twist. Hold it 3, 2, 1. Come back forward. Release your hands to your heart center. And here we're going to change a little bit. Do something funky. Straighten both legs. Bringing the right heel to the floor. The back heel down. Front foot is pointing straight forward. Back foot is pointing straight forward. So this is called a pyramid position. Take a deep breath in. Breathe out and fold forward. Now, you have a couple of options here. Either you can bring your fingertips to the floor, or your left hand on the left ankle, right hand touching the floor. Or if you're feeling good in your balance and you want to work harder, just like we did in the warm-up, clasp your hands, stretch your arms straight, and fold deeply forward. As we hold 3, keep breathing. 2, 1. Bring your hands down, everyone. Bend your front knee. Pick up your right foot. Push it up to the sky, and we're going to press here. 5. Squeeze the glute. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Bring the foot back down so the feet are hip width. Bend your knees low. Hands to your hips, elbows up to the sky. Lift your chin first. Chest follows. You move through a squat until you come all the way up to standing. Hands stay at the hips. You can bring your feet a little bit closer. It makes it a little bit easier for the next round of positions. Bend your knees, hips go back. Remember, no tucking your hips under. Keep the hips back, chest lifted. Lift your left knee, and you set your gaze far out in front of you. And we hold 3, 2, 1. Arms by your side, stretch the left leg behind you into an airplane position. And we hold 3, 2. Lift the leg nicely, stretch your arms as straight as possible. 1. Hands to the heart center, and bring your back foot down so you get into a lunge position. You can bend your front knee very deeply. Lift your chest. Stretch your arms out in front of you, clasping all the fingers except index and thumb. Twist this time to your right without moving the legs. It's just coming from the waist and the upper body. Twist, twist, twist. Turn your head. Yes. Keep everything strong. 3, 2. Good. 1. Unwind. Straightening out both legs. The left heel comes to the floor. Hands to your heart center as you fold forward over the front leg. Hands can come to the floor, or one hand onto the ankle, the other hand onto the floor. Or if you've got the balance, hands come behind you, clasp them together, stretch the arms to the sky, and fold as deeply as possible. We're holding here, ladies. 3, 2, 1. Hands come to the floor. Bend that front knee. Raise the left leg up, and you press it skyward. The knee can be bent here. 5, 4, 3, good. 2, 1. Foot comes down. Bend your knees, hands to your hips. Lift the elbows, lift the chin, chest, coming all the way up to a standing position. Good job. Keeping your hands at your hips. Bring your right foot in. Point it out to the side. So you can bend the knee, bring it out to the side. You could go up to the kneecap, heel higher than the kneecap, or the inner thigh. As this is my injured knee, I'm just going to stay down at the ankle. Arms in a V position. Lift your eyes. Lift your chest, but drop the shoulders. Good. Focus at one point. Breathing in and out through the nose. Beautiful. Hands to hips. Lower the foot. And we change sides. Bend your left knee. Bring it out to the side. Ankle. A little bit higher than the kneecap or the inner thigh. Raise your arms in a V position. Lift the chest. Lift the eyes. Yes. Holding and breathing. Focus at that one point. Beautiful. Well done, ladies. Hands to hips. Bring the foot back down. Step back to the front edge of your mat. Hands to heart center. Deep breath in. We're going to work our core strength now with plank position. Elbows come down to the knees and step back to your plank position. Get yourself in a perfect plank. Shoulders open, belly flat. Lengthen out the legs. Everything contracted, even the perineum. Chin is lifted. Keep breathing. 5, 4. This is fundamental strength work. 3, and it's important at all ages. 2. We're almost there, almost there. 1, that's it. Everyone can lower down, either lowering the knees first, and then the chest, or lowering the whole body, whichever you feel good about doing. Bring your hands underneath your forehead, moving your hips from side to side. Just relax here for a moment and let go. Well done. Okay. Lifting your head, chest, and shoulders. Let's bring the elbows out to the sides in a cactus type position. So the elbows are bent at 90 degrees. Palms are facing the floor, feet at hip width. We press the tops of the feet down. Lift the head, shoulder, and chest and arms. Now we're going to squeeze the elbows down by the hips. You should be able to rise a little higher and then bring them back up to cactus. Here we go. 5, 4. Squeeze down. 3. This is working the lower trapezius fibers. 2. And 1. Hands come under the forehead and just rest here. You could move your hips from side to side if you wish. Lifting once again, head, chest, and shoulders. We're going to bring our arms around behind us, clasp them, and stretch them as straight as possible. Squeeze at the shoulder blades, lifting and drawing the head back. Lift your legs if it feels good. And we hold here. Keep breathing. 3 more breaths. Good job. Come on back down. Hands under the forehead. Move your hips from side to side to relax and let go. Excellent. Okay. Last position. You're going to do it. I'm going to only do it halfway. You're going to place your hands at your heels, feet flexed. Take a deep breath in. Press your heels into your hands and rise up to a bow pose. So this is modified bow. It protects the hips as well as a little bit the low back. Keep breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come on down. Hands under the shoulders. Push up onto the hands and knees. Good. Bring your hands off the right-hand side of the mat. Left hand on top of the right. Pressing the hips back. Get a good stretch down the spine. Lifting back up, bring your hands off the left-hand side. Right hand on top of the left, press back. Lifting back up. Bring your knees forward, your feet to one side, and let's come to a seated position. Okay. We're going to be doing some interesting shoulder stretches, and it adds on to stretching the legs and the hamstrings. So we'll start with the right leg. Bring your left foot in towards you like you're going to come into a cross-legged seated position. Lift your right foot and grab underneath the foot with your left hand. So you're going to grab the arch of the foot. Now, I suggest we start with the right hand behind us to support the low back. Stretch your right leg as straight as possible. You don't have to go straight. But what I want you to notice with the demonstration is just how it stretches in through the shoulder blade and the upper back. Because I'm pushing with my foot, pushing my arm away, and it gets this fantastic stretch into the upper back. So it feels really good. A lot of people focus on their leg here, but in fact, what it really gets an opening of is the upper back. Turn your head to the right so you get into a twist. And if you're feeling good in your low back, raise your right arm. If, however, it's too much for your low back, keep the hand behind you. We hold, breathing deeply into the rib cage. Releasing here, bend the knee, and we'll just change sides. So bring the foot down. Right hand grabs the bottom of the left foot. Left hand goes behind you to support the low back. Get ready and push with your left foot, pushing into the hand so it stretches out that right shoulder. Turn your upper body a little bit, turn your head if you wish. And if the low back is okay, raise your left arm. If, however, it puts too much strain on the low back, keep the hand behind you. Holding here, getting into those shoulders and upper back. 3, push into the hand with the foot. 2, you don't have to have the legs straight. 1, good job. Releasing, rebend the knee softly. Bring your feet flat onto the floor, grabbing behind the thighs, pull the belly in, and roll down slowly onto your back. Good job. Lift the knees up and softly rock from side to side. Well done, everyone. We're moving into our sequences of bridge pose. So let us begin with hamstring bridge. Walk your feet away from you, heels into the floor, toes pointing skyward. Bring your hands down by your sides, open up your chest, take a deep breath in, and lift your hips up off the floor. So your knees are slightly bent. Check hands against the hamstrings to feel that they are engaged. Hold it here. If you want to go farther, pull your heels towards your hips. Breathe deeply. 3, 2. Good. 1. Lower the hips softly. Step your feet in towards your hips. Feet hip width, knees hip width. Elbows into the floor now. Lifting the hips up halfway will work the perineum a little bit. Take a deep breath in. Breathe out. Squeeze your knees together. Pull the perineum up towards the belly button. Breathe in and open. Let's go again. Breathing out. Squeeze. Breathing in, opening. Breathing out. Squeeze. Breathing in, open. Good. Breathing out. Squeeze. Excellent. Breathing in. 7 more. 5 more. Keep going. The more we work the perineum, the healthier we are on the lower abdomen. And this is what helps to move all of the organs in the lower abdomen. The intestines, the bladder, the uterus. It's super important to get this area activated. Normally we have 2 more. Let's go. The last one. Bring your hips down softly. From here, soles of the feet together, knees wide. Hands can come at the front of the abdomen and you just rest here. This is also getting a little stretch of the inner thighs, opening up your hips a bit. And it allows the low back to curve in a relaxed position. All right, let's lift the knees back up. Okay. Reset your elbows into the floor. Here we go for our yogic bridge. Lift the hips up as high as possible for you. And we hold here. Lengthen out the neck and breathe. Good. Raise your arms over your head, lowering the back 1 vertebra at a time, very slowly to mobilize every single vertebra. And once you are down, let's stretch the legs onto the floor and lengthen, stretching from your fingertips to the tips of your toes. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen your body. Good. All right. Release this, and we're going to do an abdominal exercise, which is very interesting, but also good for the perineum. Cross your right leg over your left, flexing your feet. You're going to take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, you pull up the perineum, you pull your belly button in, and you feel like you want to separate your legs. We hold. 3. Super, super strong in the lower abdomen. 2, 1. Relax. We're going to do it 2 more times with this leg, and then we switch. Deep breath in. Breathe out. Pull the perineum up. Pull the belly button as tightly as possible. Feel like you want to separate your legs, but you hold on to them with the ankles. 3, 2, 1. Relax. 1 more time. Deep breath in. Breathe out. Pull the perineum up. Belly button in. Pull the legs apart. Holding 3, 2, 1. Relax. Whew. Bring the knees up to the chest to let go. Rock softly from side to side. Excellent. We still have the other side to do. So stretch your right leg onto the floor. Left leg stretched on top. Cross your ankles and you're going to hook your ankles. Deep breath in. Breathe out. Pull the perineum up. Belly button in. Feel like you're going to separate your legs. Holding 3, 2, 1. Release. And again, deep breath in. Breathe out. Perineum up. Belly button in. Separate your feet. 3, 2, 1. Last time. Deep breath in. Breathe out. Perineum up. Belly button in. Feel like you're going to separate your legs. Holding 3, 2, 1. Good job. Relax. Bring your knees up to your chest again. Softly rock from side to side. Good. Keeping your right knee up against the chest. Stretch your left leg onto the floor. Flexing both feet. Stretch your right leg to the sky. And gently pull your right leg towards you as far as possible without pressing your low back into the floor. Keep a little curve. And hold. Deep breath in. As you breathe out, lift the head, chest, and shoulders. See if you can get your nose to your knee and then release it. Bend the knee. And just like in the beginning of class, bring the right knee out to the side for a stretch of the inner thigh. Both glutes touch the floor. Then lift your knee up and let your knee fall to your left. Stretch your right arm out to the side. This time go deeply into your spinal twist. Let the knee fall to your left-hand side. Raise your right arm and roll to your left-hand side. Bending both knees so you get balance on the side. Grab the right ankle, push the knee behind you, hip forward. Stretching the quadriceps. Good. Bring the right knee to the right shoulder. And we roll back onto our back softly and slowly. Lifting both knees up. Rock a bit from side to side. Perfect. Keep your left knee up against the chest. Stretch the right leg onto your mat. Flexing both feet. Stretch the left leg to the sky. Keeping a little bit of curve in your low back. Check it with your hand. One hand behind you, make sure it's curved a bit. Hold the leg towards you and hold. Deep breath in. Breathe out, lift the head and shoulders so you can get the nose to touch the knee. And then release. Bend the knee and bring the knee open out to your left, stretching the inner thigh. And we hold. Good. Lift the knee back up and let the knee fall to your right. Opening the left arm for that deep spinal twist. So go ahead and go for it. Lifting your left arm, roll all the way to your right-hand side. Both knees bend. Grab a hold of the left ankle and push the knee behind you. You get a stretch into the quadriceps. Bring that left knee towards the left shoulder. Roll all the way onto your back. Both knees up to the chest. Lift your head, nose between the knees. And then softly lower the head to the earth. One leg at a time, stretched out onto your back. Cover yourself if you need to. Palms of the hands turn to the sky. And simply take deep, slow breaths. Again, making sure that it's your upper belly expanding. As you breathe here, we'll work through the relaxation exercise. Simply begin by relaxing your feet and your legs. Next, relax your hands and your arms. Relax from your hips all the way up to your shoulders. Relax your neck all the way up to your jaw. From your jaw up to your scalp. If you feel any part of your body that is holding on to tension, see if you can breathe it out. Just let go of tension. Take a moment to imagine right now a safe place for you. A place where you feel comfortable, protected. A place where you feel at ease. And imagine yourself in this place right now. Observe all the colors around you. Observe the temperature. Any details. Bring them into that safe place. Now imagine that your emotional heart center opens up like a flower opening. And it's as if it is vacuuming up your safe space. It's taking it inside your heart center, sort of sucks it inwards. And you hold that place that protects you, your safe spot inside your heart center. So it is always with you.
and you can access it at any time. Begin now to breathe more deeply and slowly. Become conscious of your breath. Become aware of your surroundings. And begin moving your fingers and your toes. Move your arms and your legs. Raise your arms up over your head, stretching from fingers to toes. And then gently lift your knees up to your chest. Squeeze your knees against your chest. Rocking softly from side to side. Right arm to the right ear. Roll all the way to your right hand side. And once you're on the side, set your hands down, push into the floor to lift from the side, coming to a seated position. Perfect. Let's rub our hands together. Bring your hands over your face as if you're washing your face clean. Softly tap around your eyes and shake your hands out. Good. And we'll do that again, rubbing the hands together. Bring your hands over your face, softly tapping around the eyes. Good. Shake your hands out. Hands come to the heart center. Well done, everyone. Thanks for joining today. Have a lovely afternoon. Namaste.